tell us about your experience of getting surgery in India?
In India specifically?
Ma'am, can you first start with the introduction of yourself?
Okay, can you just introduce yourself at time?
Okay, my name's Lorraine Marsh. I live in Tauranga, Mount Maunganui, which is in the Bay of Plenty, North Island of New Zealand. I'm 67 years old and I came to Mumbai to have surgery. Oh, I couldn't have asked for a better experience. From the time I decided that I was going to come to Mumbai with Bums, Tums and Gums, which is Jackie's company, I knew that I had made the right decision. I'd previously thought about going to another country to have surgery and it just never ever felt right. It never felt right in my gut. I always felt that it wasn't the right move and that I wouldn't be safe there. When I met Jackie and Claire at a Women's Health Expo at Mayfair in Mount Maunganui a year or so ago, I spoke with Jackie. Jackie called me. She assured me that she's been doing this for a very long time. To cut a long story short, she gave me her history. She talked about her experiences, and I knew I'd made the right decision in choosing to come to Mumbai. Well, I mean, Mumbai's a huge, an enormous city, something that we would never ever. Well, we don't have this volume of people for a start, certainly not the volume of traffic, the volume of everything in New Zealand, and it was just a whole new experience for me, although I had visited India previously. This one just for some reason seemed to be different. It was very overwhelming and exciting at the same time, and I just felt almost like it just felt welcoming is the only word I can use to say I couldn't fault either Indicure, Indicure's care, Indicure's introduction to surgeons and whatever specialists we were seeing. In my instance it was cosmetic surgery and dental surgery, which I hadn't actually planned originally on coming to Mumbai for, but they arranged everything. I don't think that, first of all, I wouldn't have had the knowledge to be able to find the surgeons or the dentist, not someone with that level of expertise. And Indicure does all that for you. Indicure finds the right people who fit into their space, and they fit into yours more importantly. They are just masters of their trade. I never felt uncomfortable, I never felt unsafe, but Indicure have walked us through every single step since we've arrived in Mumbai. They've made us, they've confirmed that their company is honours what they say they do on paper, and I felt very confident about that, and I'm glad I made that choice. First of all, I'll confirm that you couldn't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Certainly not working with Indicure and Jackie's company of Bums, Tums and Gums. You cannot go wrong. Like I said earlier on, they find the right people to fit your needs. And I don't think I could have been in better hands. Certainly not New Zealand. The cost, I'll talk about the cost because that's what drives a lot of people to leave New Zealand and come to, well, to go to outside New Zealand destinations to have all sorts of services. But for me particularly, mine was based around cost. It was also based around the fact that in New Zealand there's certain things you do and there's certain things you don't do when you reach a certain age, and you are of a certain ethnic group, you stay being you. And that's how people get used to you, and that's how you get used to being in your community. So being over here, it was also natural. There was no judgment whatsoever. However, having said that, interestingly, my surgeon, I met with her for the last time yesterday, and she did say to me, she was a little concerned about my age. Like I said, I'm 67 years old and I came over to have a tummy tuck. She was a little concerned about my age, and particularly around the healing process. But there were other younger women of my age who have come for the same thing and aren't healing as well. They're certainly not up and about as easily as I have been. So I prepared for this for a long time, for this surgery, psychologically and physically as well, emotionally, because you have to. You know, surgery's not a light thing to take. Neither is dental work. So yeah, I was surprised that she was surprised about my recovery so quickly to the surgery. Dr. Shraddha is my cosmetic surgeon. She's the one who performed the tummy tuck. And and like I said earlier on, they're masters of their trade. I knew she knew what she was doing, and that's really comforting. I also want to talk about the dental work. First of all, cost of dental work in New Zealand is just out of a lot of people's reach. And I had root canals that needed doing 3 years ago, and I couldn't afford to do them. So I thought, while I'm over here, and Jackie's group does the dental tours as well, I may as well just have a check-up and see what I can have done with these root canals. And there was also another one on that side that had been done in Bali 10 or so years ago, and it never felt right. So they did the, I booked in before I went and had cosmetic surgery. There was a specialist root canal surgeon that came from another hospital just down the road who performed the root canal. So it's not a general dentist that does all your work here, it's a specialist. So you know you're in the right hands for a start. So he whipped those out in no time at all. And you know what, I didn't feel an ounce of pain, not 1 ounce of pain. I didn't even feel the injection going into my gums. So that was done, and I was sent home without 2 caps on both sides. And that wasn't a problem, I didn't have issues eating. Then I went back for my final fitment yesterday. Now that should and could have been done on the Wednesday. So my dental work was done on Thursday, the week before. Then I went in for my cosmetic surgery, had that on Saturday, and I was out on Tuesday. The following day I went back to have my caps fitted over my root canal and over this one here, the cap which they removed the week before. But there was a slight imperfection in the cap that was going onto the root canal teeth, and they refused to use it. So their level of perfection is perfect, and they refused to use something that had a teeny weeny little crack in it. So they sent it back, and I was called back the next day, which I didn't mind going, and they replaced it with a completely perfect cap. So again, you know, how much more can you ask in terms of perfection?